Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. Today we focus on the Transitional Living Project for Children in State Care. Our resource person is Project Coordinator, Dr. Priya Anokar. Dr. Anokar, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So
Thank
happy
you,
to
Ms.
have
Campbell.
you. Good.
Same
Tell
here.
us about the Transitional Living Program for Children in State Care. When was it established and what exactly is it?
Okay. As the name indicates, it's an exit readiness program
Yes.
for children transitioning out of state care. When I mean exit readiness, it means we prepare youth to transition out of state care for independent living.
Right.
So this program came into existence, I would say, quite a few years back at CPFSA, but it was kind of formalized and standardized through this project,
Yes.
which is the Transitional Living Program for Children in State Care project, and we
yes.
lovingly call it the TLP-CSC because the name is such a mouthful.
Yes.
So the TLP-CSC project came into existence on 26th August 2014, and it's a 6-year project. We are in fact in the last month of the project almost.
How's it going?
It's going very well, I must say, and you'll hear more about it as we discuss.
Right.
So essentially it's an exit readiness project that aims to prepare youth from state care to
Right. So what are some of the subjects that you deal with?
Okay, just to give you a little background about how this project came about and why we are doing it in the first place.
Yes.
Around 2012, PIOJ conducted a study in collaboration with the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, that is CPFSA. And that study indicated they tried to find out how ready were the children from state care to move into independence. As all of us are aware, once the children turn 18, they are no longer in the care of the state. So this study found that though some efforts were made and there are programs, but it wasn't consistent across the board. We are all aware that CPFSA runs private as well as public residential care facilities. So it wasn't consistent, there wasn't a standardization about the whole process. So what they found was that the children were not very confident to leave state care. And among the recommendations, the 4 major recommendations that came out were: one, children expressed that they wanted some safe place to go to after they exited from care.
Yes.
They wanted more opportunities for education after they left care, of course, more employment opportunities, as well as some startup funds to, do something and begin their life as, independently as they could. So based on that study, that was the basis of this project. So this project was developed keeping in mind the recommendations that came from there.
Right.
So this project has different components. You could say it's a multifaceted project.
Right.
And one of the components is definitely the housing assistance program or the construction of the transitional complexes, which is the so-called safe space, and that we have created for youth who have absolutely nowhere to go on transitioning out of care. We also have a vocational skills training program, and within that program we have the vocational skills training, plus we have something what we call transition to work, which is an internship program that allows you to work with organizations. We also have an entrepreneurship program as a part of that, which allows you to, we grant them startup funds.
Right. So let me get this clear. So you provide housing for them, and you provide some kind of training as well.
Right.
And the housing is free of cost.
Yes, they also receive a stipend whilst they are in the housing.
Excellent.
Because the whole idea of the housing assistance program is it's meant for those youth who have absolutely nowhere to go, or they don't have safe options to go to, right? Because there are some youth who will be reintegrated with their families or communities following, once they turn 18, but not all will have that opportunity, or they may not have that option.
So how long are they able to stay in these homes?
It could be anywhere from 6 months to, or even lesser sometimes. What we are seeing is some children transition out quickly from there too, and they become independent, find their jobs, find themselves a place to live.
Yes.
So it could be anywhere from, say, on an average 6 months to about 2 years.
Right.
So during that time, they have to be engaged in something meaningful. Like they should either be going to school, or they should be working, or they should be self-employed. So the whole idea is that we are extending that preparation for independent
So do
living.
you also help them to seek jobs?
Yes. Employment is one of the components of the program. What we have been doing is, once the children are trained through the vocational skills training programs, we also support and guide them in finding jobs through the public and private sector network. So that is also one of the components.
Right.
So to date, I think we have found employment for close to about 107 youth.
Right.
And of course, some self-employment opportunities as well.
That is such a good program, though, because I used to just wonder what happens when they turn 18. So and that is usually a big challenge for the boys, especially. So that is really. So how many children are benefiting or have benefited so far?
Okay. Just to give you an idea, like as I said, the project has multiple components. So I can give you an instance where from, say, our vocational skill training program, we had 780 youth who have been enrolled in the program since the start of the project. Some are still in training, and of which close to 517 youth have completed their programs. So that is with vocational skills training. About 49 youth have been approved to receive entrepreneurship grants. In fact, 8 of them have already purchased their equipment, and they have been handed over their equipment and their initial funds, the first tranche. For the transition to work component, I can say we have approximately 30 youth who benefited from that component. Our life skills component, which is also one of the components of the program, because we realize that many of our children, when they are in state care, they are not really prepared to face the world outside. You know, they need a lot of skills, sometimes very basic, and they need that support. So we have exposed almost 877 children to life skills coaching. We also are making sure that once the project ends, we want to make sure that it's sustained.
And we're going to talk about that. And this is across the island. You have
it's
centers
across the
island.
In all the 4 regions that CPFSA covers. So it's across the island. And as we know that almost approximately 290 children age out of care every year. So to make sure that, they have opportunities available.
Okay, we take a quick break now and pick up with some more information on the Transitional Living Program for Children in State Care Project. Stay with us. Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're talking with Dr. Priya Anaukar, the project coordinator of the Transitional Living Program for Children in State Care. So the project has 3 partners, right? The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, the Caribbean Child Development Center, where you're from, and USAID. Tell me how these 3 partners work together for the success of this project.
Okay. Of course, our major partner is the USAID. It is funding this project almost to close to 5.2 million US dollars. And CPFSA and CCDC, that is the Caribbean Child Development Center, are the implementing partners. So we are more responsible for implementing the project, making sure that all that is planned gets executed. Also, the counterpart contribution of these 2 agencies is also significant. So in all, if you were to look at the worth of the project, it's almost close to 6.4 million USD invested with both the partners putting in their
Okay. So the Caribbean Development Center, we don't know so much about it. Tell us a little about that.
Okay, the
Caribbean Child Development
Development
Center.
Center, yes. The Caribbean Child Development Center is part of the University of the West Indies Open Campus.
Yes.
And we focus on working with children 0 to 18 years. It has been around for more than 35, 40 years now. And the whole focus is on research related to children within Jamaica as well as in the Caribbean.
Right, okay, good, because you're well positioned then to guide this project. And based on the objectives, you were telling us about some of the successes already, but tell us, how have you been meeting your target based on the projections that you had?
Okay, I think when the project began, the initial period was a little rocky because we really did not anticipate a lot of the field realities that we were seeing. For example, like I was telling you about the vocational skills training program.
Yes.
The vocational skills training program, we are working in conjunction with Heart Trust NTA, and we are also working with several community training institutes. We are also working to organize customized training, on-site training programs. Just to give you an example as to today, we have met our targets for that component. However, it wasn't as easy because in the beginning, we realized that the field realities really are not as we had anticipated. So we realized that sometimes the programs were oversubscribed. Sometimes the youth wanting to do a certain program may not have the aptitude for the skill. We also had children dropping out of the programs, and that was something we hadn't really anticipated as much because many of the children who come from state care have histories of trauma, they have other challenges, so they were dropping out of the programs, they couldn't sustain themselves.
But generally, how will you measure the achievement? Just tell us quickly.
Overall, yes, I mean, I think we have done very well.
Yes.
Despite the challenges, we are close to achieving the targets we had set for the project. So I would say we have done well.
I know the project ends in weeks.
Yes,
and
4 weeks to be
CPFSA
precise.
will take over the program fully. What can we expect?
I think I'm really looking forward to it, and it looks very promising because one part is, yes, the project has supported CPFSA in terms of building capacity to make sure that the program is sustained well. So in terms of building capacity, we had multiple training programs. We have trained trainers in life skills. We have trained trainers in mental health, that is trauma-informed care. We have supporting them with their case management system. So there are a lot of capacity building initiatives within the project that we hope will sustain the project. There is also a standard operating procedures guide that has been developed as a part of the project to ensure that it's standardized, systematized, and implemented across the organization. The preparation of children is standardized across the organization.
Right. So you're confident that they will do a good job?
Yes.
Yes. It's a really good project because children need to get the support even after they become 18. Yes?
18, definitely.
Yes. As we close the program now, tell us what do you hope for this program as we move from here?
I think one message that I would really like to have for our viewers is, during our experience of working with the youth from state care over these 6 years, what we really learned is that these youth have tremendous potential. And all that they need really is the support and opportunities.
Yes.
So I would really think that it's very important that if we are really thinking of, including this group of youth in the Vision 2030 for Jamaica, we should, as individuals, as communities, and as a country, it's important that we support them, we give them the opportunities that are rightfully theirs. So I think that is something I would urge the viewers that they be open to that.
Yes, a very positive note to end on. We thank you so very much for joining us today on Get the Facts.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Project Coordinator for the Transitional Living Program for Children in State Care Project, Dr. Priya Anwarkar. For more information on the Transitional Living Program for children in state care, please contact the office at 876-754-9690 or the Child Protection and Family Services Agency at 876-948-2841-2. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you, as always, more important and useful information. I'm Rose Campbell. Thanks for watching and take good care of the children. Until next time.